What's up, everyone? This is Minnie here, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite ships that you should consider taking into Bronze League Ranked for Season 3 of Ranked, which has started last week and will be going on through August. There's a lot of good ships to consider, and this is not intended to be a definitive list of all of the best ships to take, but just some of my personal favorites and strong ships that tend to do really well in Ranked and will give you a chance to both carry your team and save your star if your team is unable to win the game. So I want to start first off with the aircraft carriers. So with the aircraft carriers, I have two personal picks for the aircraft carriers. The first of the picks for the aircraft carriers that I love is the Lowenhart. Now, this is the premium tier 6 German carrier that comes with AP rockets, torpedoes, and HE bombs. So a little bit different than the tech tree where it has the AP bombs and this has the HE bombs. But this is a really strong CV pick because of the fact that it does such good damage. If you look at the bombers, the maximum bomb damage is 12,000. So on 2 drops, you're looking at a potential of 24,000. Are you ever really going to hit that? No. But you can consistently get 6 to 8k from a drop, and that's including you can hit 3 to 4k on a DD, which is a significant chunk of his health. Plus, they're extremely accurate, which makes it a lot easier to hit DDs. The attack aircraft with the 2350 rocket damage are really nice for attacking the cruisers because you're going to see a lot of light cruisers when you play ranked, so it'll help out. And then the torpedoes, while they don't have the highest damage and are very slow, can still really chunk out battleships. The other CV that I would recommend is the Ryu from the Japanese Tech Tree line tier 6. Really good rockets that do strong damage to DDs, cruisers, and battleships can really chunk down DDs early on, give your team the advantage. The torpedoes with 6,500 damage per torpedo max, and 2 of them you're looking at about 10k a drop if you hit accurately. And then the AP dive bombers are very accurate, and once again, you Citadel, you're hitting 5,100, so really good chances to chunk out those cruisers and battleships. Next up, at the battleship line, there's really only one battleship that I think is great. There's a couple others that are in the good tier, but the strongest battleship, without a doubt, is the Synop. The Synop is the Russian tier 7 tech tree battleship, and the reason it's so strong is armor layout. You look at this armor, you see that at the waterline it's doing 113 millimeters and 125 millimeters for the armor belt. So you can pen the forend plating up here 26 millimeters, get chunks, but you're not going to be able to pen down here at the water. And also look at this case mate belt, 300 millimeters for the Citadel blocking, so that means you either have to hit really low under the water, which is very difficult, or you have to get plunging fire to have good chances at Citadels, unless you can sneak it right in here at the front. In addition to that, with a pretty good health pool at 61,000, high torpedo protection damage reduction at 16%, and 3 guns of 406 millimeters, this thing can take a ton of damage and also return it. Plus, having the Russian DCP means that you have the quicker DCP, so if you play smart and you're not taking a lot of fires, you can really set yourself up for success. Secondary battleships that you could consider taking, I've seen a lot of Scharnhorsts, which are really good, and surprising to me, but still a really decent pick, is the Italian pasta boat at tier 7, the Francesco Caracciolo. Not as much health at only 52,000, but really, really, really strong torpedo protection damage reduction. And with the sap, you can absolutely crush the cruisers and the DDs that show up. And you are usually able, with the okay maneuverability, to make it out safely from the engagements. Other ones I've seen that aren't bad are the Scharnhorst. I've seen a lot of Nelsons and Dukes of York, but those are the 2 I'd probably recommend the most. At the cruiser level, it really is US beats all. You've got the Atlanta and the Atlanta B combination, which when you put IFHE on this, makes it disgusting. The IFHE gets the pen up to 26 millimeters, which if you remember, that's what the deck of the Synop was. So now you're successfully penning the deck of the Synop. And even with the fact that you're losing fire chance, you are chunking battleships on your broadside salvo, usually for something like 2 to 3k a salvo, and you're dropping a salvo on them every 5 seconds. This ship shreds battleships, it shreds cruisers, and with the radar, the 8.5 kilometer radar, if you can find the DDs, you will shred the DDs with that radar. Makes it probably, in my opinion, the strongest cruiser to take. Another cruiser that's really good also is the Indianapolis. Indianapolis comes in with a little bit more hit points, but also the super heavy American AP with the improved angles, meaning that with those 203 millimeter guns, you're getting that high AP shell damage every time you shoot. Sure, it has a slow reload time, but if you can set up your ship right, bow in so you don't give the Citadel, you'll be able to chunk out well. Um, the Belfast, as always, is very good, but I'm seeing less Belfast than Atlanta's this time around. Don't know if that's just a quirk of matchmaking or if more people are seeing the Atlanta as viable, but Belfast with its smoke and radar is always viable. And of course, if you're looking for tech tree ones, kiting ones like the Shores of Russia aren't bad, and the Miyoko of Japan aren't bad for being able to put out good damage while staying alive. Finally, at the DDs, personal favorite is the Leningrad, Tier 8 or Tier 7 Russian premium destroyer. Good amount of hit points, strong in terms of the artillery with 5 guns with a 5-second reload time, can really chunk out the DDs. Your standard smoke, your standard detection, though your detection's actually a little bigger at 7.3 unless you take Concealment Expert, but it really can go in and win fights with most of the other DDs it's going to face. And with support, it can even take on cruisers if played carefully. Also, with the 8-kilometer torps and the 2 sets of 4 with the 92-second reload time, you can be launching torps quite a lot, and those torps pack a wallop. Besides the Leningrad, some of the other ones I've seen the Z31. It's not a terrible choice. This is the new, while it looks as a premium, this is the new German split on the destroyers at tier 7. It's not terrible, though it does suffer from the fact that while it has a nice smoke, it has no hydro and slow guns, but I have seen it played and used as a torp boat effectively. But personally, if you're not going to go with the Leningrad and you're looking for tech tree, I have to really give a lot of credit to the Vauquelin here out of France. 15,000 hit points, which is a little low, but with that main battery reload booster and speed boost, you're going to be able to chunk down enemy destroyers very quickly and win those fights. Also with the fact that you're dropping torps every 90 seconds, and they do a little less damage than the Leningrad, but you've got a substantial amount of them as well. The other one I've seen a lot of, and I do like, is actually the Moss from Germany. Once again, lower health pool, but it makes up for it in the fact that the Moss has both the smoke and the 4-kilometer hydroacoustic search, which makes it a nice ship to take out because you got that 100 seconds of smoke or 100 seconds of hydroacoustic search that you can tie in with the 120 seconds, or sorry, the 120 seconds engine boost, or the 85 seconds of smoke generator time between the action time and the dispersion time to really try to ambush enemy DDs. 2 sets of 4 torps, lower damage, still got that 8 kilometers and that 90-second reload time. So, those are my recommendations. Hope you enjoy them. Best of luck in Ranked, and don't forget to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel to see more great content. This is Minnie, signing off.